Hello students, welcome to the lecture on retailing channels, and after this lecture we will be able to learn the following objectives: understanding the meaning and characteristics of retailing channels, describe the products and merchandising management, explain the structure of retailing channels, explain the nature of retailing channels, discuss the criteria for selection of suppliers, explain the channel choice, define the product movement, explain the merchandising plans. Let's start with the introduction of retailing channels. The role of distribution is to provide to a company the accomplishment of the task of delivering the product at the right time, place and quantity at a minimum cost. Although the distribution problem was one of the first issues analyzed by the marketing researchers in the beginning of the 20th century, the distribution problem has an enormous importance in the marketing literature. Empirical research in this area must be set up to develop more profitable ways to companies to reach the market. A channel is an institution through which goods and services are marketed. Channels give place and time utilities to consumers. In order to provide these and other services, channels charge a margin. The longer the channel, the more margins are added. Channels are an integrative part of the marketer's activities and as such are very important. They also give a very vital information flow to the exporter. Whilst for developing countries, as stated earlier, channels are almost given, this is not always the case, and as exporting becomes more and more necessary, it will not always be the case.
Meet Sarah. She's the CMO of a major retailer. Sarah knows her customers are connected to more touchpoints and have access to more information over wireless and social channels than ever before. She needs to reach them to compete in the new Buy Anywhere, Fulfill Anywhere marketplace. Welcome to Omni-channel retailing. Industry experts predict that this will put more and more corporate IT budget into marketing over the next few years, so it's important for Sarah to have the right tools. Fortunately, with Teradata, Sarah has a veritable mountain of both structured and unstructured data to work with, including sensor data, geospatial data, and data from social media. Next, Sarah applies Teradata's best-of-breed deep analytics to generate insights that give her the power to make the right marketing decisions on the fly. Since most of Sarah's customers use multiple channels to shop, Sarah can use Teradata solutions to track what is influencing those purchases and more effectively manage marketing and advertising spend. Now Sarah can process more data, cover more channels, and create effective data-driven marketing strategies faster than ever. For example, she can convert web customers to foot traffic and take advantage of cross-sell and upsell opportunities, all by leveraging Teradata. Customers can get offers, order right from their smartphones, and then pick up their merchandise in store in days, not weeks. And with real-time customer insight at their fingertips, sales associates amaze customers by getting exactly what they want. This new information also gives buyers and external suppliers more accurate forecasts that keep the right SKUs shipping to stores and warehouses worldwide. And with the industry's largest and most experienced team of experts on her side, Sarah can't lose. Now, Sarah can test, learn, measure, and optimize her marketing efforts and generate reports that show off how she's boosting the company's sales and profit margins and driving business value across other departments. And her boss thinks she's a...
Let us now discuss the products and merchandising management. Convenience retail operators face intense competition and less than desired customer loyalty. This said, it is more critical than ever to have the right product mix, competitive yet profitable pricing, and efficient merchandise management tools to maximize inside sales. Red Prairie's comprehensive merchandise management for convenience retail solution makes it happen without breaking the ledger. Offering the best prices, the latest products, and superior service to our customers are all possible because of integrated back office technology that sharpens our competitive edge. With merchandise and retail inventory management solution, we can efficiently analyze, order, price, and distribute inventory across the channels. Having the right inventory at the right place at the right time for optimizing for promotion and pricing of products maximizes sales and reduces the need for future markdowns, giving us an efficient omni-channel strategy. With integrated inventory management solution, manage product allocation to define and maintain accurate retail inventory distribution and track replenishment cycles all from one place to automate ordering, prevent excess, and stop product shortages. We can automatically calculate inventory order points and preferred stock levels by item and location, and automatically create purchase orders to maintain these levels as a part of our omni-channel strategy. Meaning of merchandise management. Merchandise management is the process by which a retailer attempts to offer the right quantity of the right merchandise in the right place at the right time and meet the company's financial goals. Merchandise management overview. An overview of the merchandise management process, including the organization of a retailer's merchandise management activities, the objectives and measures used to evaluate merchandise management performance, the differences in the process for managing fashion and seasonal merchandise versus basic merchandise, and the steps in the merchandise management process. In the following, we review each of the steps in the merchandise management process. Role and responsibilities. The merchandiser is responsible for particular lines of merchandise. For example, in a department store, there may be merchandisers for menswear, women's wear, children's wear, etc. The basic duties of the merchandiser can be divided into 4 areas: planning, directing, coordinating and controlling. Planning. Though the merchandisers may not be directly involved in the actual purchase of merchandise, they formulate the policies for the areas in which they are responsible. Forecasting sales for the forthcoming budget period is required, and this involves estimating consumer demand and the impact of changes in the retail environment. The sales forecasts are then translated into budgets to help the buyer work within the financial guidelines. Directing. Guiding and training buyers as and when their need arises also function of the merchandiser. Many a times, the buyers have to be guided to take additional markdowns for products which may not be doing too well in the stores. Inspiring commitment and performance on the part of the buyers is necessary. Coordinating. Usually, merchandise managers supervise the work of more than one buyer, hence, they need to coordinate the buying effort in terms of how well it fits in with the store image and with the other products being bought by other buyers. Controlling. Assessing not only the merchandise performance but also the buyer's performance is a part of the merchandise manager's job. Buying performance may be evaluated on the basis of net sales, maintained markup percentages, markdown percentages, gross margin percentages, and stock turn. This is necessary to provide control and maintain high performance results. Product development. Product development is performed by a multidisciplinary team whose goal is building, operating, maintaining, and product. Team members may include product managers, software developers, project managers, product operations engineers, customer support managers, software equality, assurance engineers, user interface design engineers, marketers, financial personnel, and graphic artists. The product manager serves as the leader of this cross-functional team. While the product manager does not necessarily function as the operational manager for these people, she does lead, coordinate, and supervise their work toward the end of goal of making the product a reality, launching it, operating it, managing it throughout its life cycle. Now, moving on to the next topic, we will study structure of retailing channel. A product can take many routes on its journey from producer to buyer and marketers. Research for the most effective route from the many alternatives available. Marketing channels for consumer goods and services. A direct channel when the producer sells directly to the consumer. Basically, a producer and ultimate consumer deal directly with each other. Because there are no intermediaries with the direct channel, the producer must perform all the channel functions. Indirect channels are when intermediaries are inserted in between and producer and consumer and perform numerous channel functions. Marketing channels for business goods and services. Firms that sell directly from producer to industrial user maintain their own sales force and perform all channel functions. Indirect channels are when producer's firm must work with either an industrial distributor than to final industrial user or going through an agent first or both. Electronic marketing channel. Interactive electronic technology has made possible electronic marketing channels which employ the internet to make goods and services available to consumers or business buyers. A unique feature of these channels is that they combine electronic and traditional intermediaries to create time, place, form, and position utility for buyers. Multiple channel and strategic alliances. In some situations, producers use dual distribution, an arrangement whereby a firm reaches different buyers by employing two or more different types of channels for the same basic product. For example, Hallmark sells its greeting cards in department stores and Hallmark stores. However, it sells its ambassador brand greeting cards through discount and drugstore chains. Vertical marketing systems. These are professionally managed and centrally coordinated marketing channels designed to achieve channel economics and maximum marketing impact. Corporate system. The combination of successive stages of production and distribution under a single ownership is a corporate vertical marketing system. For example, a producer might own the intermediary at the next level down in the channel. Contractual system. Under a contractual vertical marketing system, independent production and distribution firms combine their effort on a contractual basis to obtain greater functional economies and marketing impact than they could achieve alone. Wholesaler-sponsored voluntary chains. It involves the wholesaler that develops a contractual relationship with a small independent retailer to standardize and coordinate buying practices, merchandising programs, and inventory management efforts. Retailer-sponsored cooperatives exist when small, independent retailers form an organization that operates a wholesale facility cooperatively. Member retailers then concentrate their buying power through the wholesaler and plan collaborative promotional and pricing activities. Franchising. The most viable variation of contractual system is franchising, a contractual arrangement between a parent company, a franchisor, and an individual or a firm or a franchisee that allows the franchise to operate a certain type of business under an established name and according to a specific rule. 45 retailing channels. Manufacturer-sponsored retail franchise system are prominent in the automobile industry, where manufacturers such as Ford license dealers to sell its cars subject to various sales and service conditions. Administered systems. In comparison, administered vertical marketing system achieve coordination at successive stages of production and distribution by the size and influence of one channel member rather than through ownership. Let's now know the nature of retailing channels. Reaching potential buyers, either directly or indirectly, is a necessary first step for successful marketing. Individuals and firms involved in the process of making a product or service available for a use for consumption by consumers or industrial users. Marketing channels make possible the flow of goods from a producer through intermediaries to a buyer. Value created by intermediaries. Middlemen. Any intermediary between manufacturer and the end user marketers. Agent or broker. Any intermediary with legal authority to act on behalf of the manufacturer. Wholesaler. An intermediary who sells to other intermediaries, usually to retailers. Term usually applies to consumer markets. Retailer. An intermediary who sells to consumers. Distributor. An imprecise term usually used to describe intermediaries who perform a variety of distribution functions, including selling, maintaining inventories, extending credit, and so on. A more common term in business markets but may also be used to refer to wholesalers. Dealer. A more imprecise term than distributor that can mean the same as distributor, retailer, wholesaler, and so forth. Types of functions. Transaction function. Buying. Purchasing products for resale or as an agent for supply of a product. Selling. Contracting potential customers, promoting products and seeking orders. Risk taking. Assuming business risk in the ownership of inventory that can become obsolete or deteriorate. Logistical function. Assorting. Creating products assortments from several sources to serve customers. Storing, assembling and protecting products at a convenient location to offer better customer service. Sorting. Purchasing in large quantities and breaking into small amounts desired by customers. Transporting. Physically moving a product to customers. Facilitating. Function. Financing, extending credit to customers. Grading, inspecting, testing or judging products and assigning them quality grades. Marketing, information and research. Providing information to customers and suppliers includes competitive conditions and trends. Now we shall discuss the criteria for selection of suppliers. Supplier selection criteria for a particular product or service category should be defined by a cross-functional team of representatives from different sectors of our organization. In a manufacturing company, for example, members of the team typically would include representatives from purchasing, quality engineer and production. Team members should include personnel with technical applications, knowledge of the product or service to be purchased, as well as members of the department that uses the purchased item.
Did you know that there are millions of textile companies in the world? Well, only a small number of these companies will end up working with Miniconf. So how do we choose our suppliers? We check that the companies that we have chosen comply with all the procedures and ethical and social standards that are found in Miniconf's Code of Conduct. How does this process work? Miniconf appoints a certifying body to send a questionnaire to the potential supplier. This questionnaire gathers all the information relevant to a company's quality and production capacity. Once the questionnaire has been completed by the supplier and received, certifying body sends one of their officers to check that all the information that has been collected is accurate. Why is this officer sent? In order to check objectively and independently that everything complies with our code of conduct, the certifying body then completes a report that details any necessary corrective measures that need to be carried out in order for the company to become a Miniconf supplier. Then there is another visit from the officer in order to check that all those corrective measures have been implemented. What happens when the corrective measures are successfully implemented? When this happens, the supplier enters our monitoring program and the certifying body carries out another check after 12 months. If, however, irregularities have been reported, the company will evaluate the situation. Should the instances of non-compliance be particularly serious, Miniconf could even decide to break off the collaboration. If the irregularities are minor, they will be asked to carry out immediate corrective measures, and a further check will be carried out after 3 or 6 months. After this, a report is produced that is then presented to Miniconf management. A schedule of ongoing monitoring checks of the supplier carried out by the certifying body is formulated. If the supplier gets through the 3 quality check stages, then they can become a Miniconf partner and production can properly get underway. However, the checks do not end there. Staff from an external, competent company will carry out further tests on the garments on the market after buying them independently in shops, in order to check aspects of their chemical and physical safety, as well as the resilience of the clothes and thus their durability over time. Compliance with this strict procedure means we can confidently state that the whole Mini-Comf production line meets with our ethical quality and safety.
Common supplier selection criteria. Previous experience and past performance with the product service to be purchased. Relative level of sophistication of the quality system, including meeting regulatory requirements or mandated quality system registration, for example ISO 9001, QS 9000, ability to meet current and potential capacity requirements and do so on the desired delivery schedule, financial stability, technical support availability and willingness to participate as a partner in developing and optimizing design, a long-term relationship. Total cost of dealing with the supplier, including material costs, communication methods, inventory requirements and incoming verification required. The supplier's track record for business performance improvement. Total cost assessment methods for determining how well a potential supplier fits the criteria. Obtaining a done and bad street or other publicly available financial report. Requesting a formal code which includes providing the supplier with specifications and other requirements, for example testing. Visit to the supplier by management and or the selection team. Confirmation of quality system status either by on-site assessment, a written survey or a request for a certificate of quality system registration. Discussions with other customers served by the supplier. Review of databases or industry sources for the product line and supplier. Evaluation such as prototyping, lab test or validation testing of samples obtained from the supplier. Supplier selection criteria. Competitive pricing, ability to meet specification and standards, product and service quality, product yields and durability, that is food, reliability delivery foods, quality control methods and practices, technical abilities and leadership, ability to provide niche or unique product offering and or design concept, financial stability and credit strength, compatibility with existing products, adequate distribution, warehousing facilities and resources, spare parts availability, warranty insurance and bonding provisions, proven performance and experience. Now in the end, let us summarize what we have learned in the lecture. A channel is an institution through which goods and services are marketed. Channels are an integrative part of the marketer's activities and as such are very important. Convenience retail operators face intense competition and less than desired customer loyalty. Merchandise management activities are undertaken primarily by buyers and the superior division merchandises managers TMMs and general merchandise managers GMMs. Merchandise management is the process by which a retailer attempts to offer the right quantity of the right merchandise in the right place at the right time and meet the company's financial goals. Every retailer has its own system for grouping categories of merchandise, but the basic structure of the buying organization is similar for most retailers. The merchandiser is responsible for particular lines of merchandise.